Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to From the Rooftop. Today we have lots in store for you, but before we do, let's have our opening. Hi, in today's episode of From the Rooftop, we have on our feature, we look at author and content creators as a business or company. We also ask Crystal Day of Daylight Publishers Limited to weigh in on the subject. In legalities, can you operate a business without being registered? In technicalities, we have an author business plan. And in Let's Talk With, we talk with Chanel McGowan Forrest, author of A Girl's Card. And so without further ado, let us look at our feature article. Okay, all links to websites that I've taken information from are posted in the description. So we look at the creator as a business or company. Should you register your book, your publishing, anything that you're publishing as a business? This is, after all, something you're earning income from. So have you ever thought of the book that you have written as a business? What is the difference between an author and an entrepreneur? This excerpt is from a guest article written by Vicky Gold, whose link is in the description below. And it says the difference between authors and author entrepreneurs. So authors have their book as their only product, create income solely from book sales and royalties. Their business is books. They may write fiction or nonfiction. They call themselves authors as their primary title. Author entrepreneurs, on the other hand, have a business that is tied to the subject of the book. They use their book as leverage to feed sales of their other products and services. They don't care very much about royalties and may actually give books away. They create income mainly from the sales of products outside their books and generally write nonfiction. They call themselves by their business title and the author secondarily. So they will say, I am, for example, I am Sylvia Dallas of the Publisher's Notebook and I'm an author. So that would be an example of an author entrepreneur. With us in studio today, well, not in studio, but online studio, we have Daylight Publishers' one and only Crystal Day. She's a best-selling author, and she don't like the term CEO because I know that the Lord is the CEO of her business, but in the natural, she would be the CEO. Also, Kristen, can you weigh in on this? As someone who coaches authors, what do you suggest? What do you think about the author being an entrepreneur?
All right. So one of the things, Sylvia, first I want to say thank you. You know that I love you. I love you. And, people would say, we are in, both of us are publishers, how we have such a good relationship. And I tell people that we are not in competition.
It's about the kingdom.
And that's what I love about you. You are always promoting the kingdom aspect of, just writers and authors. So that I appreciate. So when it comes on to authors, the truth is, I tell persons, whether you want to admit it or not, once you write a book, you automatically become an entrepreneur. Here's why. One, you are responsible for you. If you're an indie author, which is an independent author, whether you publish through a publishing company or self-publish, you are responsible for your sales. You're responsible for your marketing. Of course, even if the companies offer some level of marketing, the amount of royalties or the amount of money that you can make is up to you. So I believe that you automatically become an entrepreneur. The struggle, though, is that many authors just see their books as just a book and not seeing it as, one, a life-changing tool that persons need, Two, they don't see it as a product. Like literally, it is a product that can be sold, that is being sold for exchange of money, which you would have said earlier. So I do believe that every author should start to think of their books as a entrepreneurial venture, even if they don't decide initially or in the initial stage to, oh, I'm going to register and all of that initially, but they have to put on an entrepreneurial mindset in order for the
Mhm.
book to be very successful.
I completely agree, Crystal. One of the things that I'm pretty sure you might come across as a publisher yourself is the author who believes that once she has written the book or he has written the book, that's it. There's nothing more to do. God will do the rest. But we know that
Yes.
I like to quote Second Chronicles 7 verse 14 because it may not seem relevant to it, but there are 7 things that are mentioned in that scripture, 4 of which man must do in order to get a reaction from God. So you have to do your part as an author to publish the book, to get it marketed, to keep it in people's mindset that okay, this book is out there, this is a topic that's being covered, this is something that I can use to help myself or to help somebody else.
Agreed. Agreed. Totally agree.
All right, well, Crystal, thank you so much for coming on and at such short notice. I appreciate you, girl. When the Lord tell me to call you, me
Yeah.
say but Crystal must be sleeping.
No.
But thankfully
And
you are not.
Sylvia, just to add too, because initially you
Mhm,
mentioned about the entrepreneur and versus the author, and just want to add to persons that, as entrepreneurs, you are able to actually use your book to generate over 7 streams of income, right? And
mhm,
that's something that I try to share with my authors too. So as authors, you are just focusing on, oh, can I sell copies of my book?
mhm,
But there are other ways to generate income from that
mhm,
book, whether through coaching, to speaking, through membership groups, So there are
mhm.
different streams of income that can come from that one main book. So
Yes.
shifting your mind from just, oh, I'm just an author, to know, okay, how can I become an entrepreneur? That's
Mhm,
where now I believe that you can now consider doing the whole registering your book as a
mhm,
business and stuff like that, because now you are tapping into different streams of income that are available from that one book. And I want somebody that's watching to see that. And that's something that I'm teaching my authors, right? That
mhm.
it's the book is bigger
It's a
than what.
tool.
It's a tool that can
Exactly.
use to create multiple streams of income, and also just leave a legacy even after they're gone.
Yes, and I completely agree, Crystal. I'm glad you touched on that. Just tell us briefly about daylight services and the coaching services and so that you offer. Yeah, man, because as I say, it's about the kingdom, not a problem. Go ahead and talk about your
I
business a
mean,
little.
similarly, like the publisher's notebook, we offer publishing services, right? So do it for you publishing services, and we know we don't take royalties from your book, so you pay us to do. Once you submit your manuscript, then you pay us to do the work. Now, one of the things that have been added, because as an author, one of the things I've learned is the struggle of marketing, and I've been studying the book marketing industry for the last 3.5 years. So one of the things that I've added recently is the helping authors doing book marketing services. I wrote a book called Sell More Books, Impact More Lives for the Kingdom. Because that is the struggle. How can I ensure that my book gets out to the right people? A lot of persons just from the unction of the Holy Spirit, they feel like, okay, I can write this message, but how do I get it out there? Especially when Amazon is saying what almost how much books are being
42
up thousand
billion books.
are on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
It means, and it's not a discouragement to say don't write a book
Mm-mm.
or don't publish a
No,
book.
it's
What it's
it's
saying is properly prepare yourself, position yourself. So I that's a service that I'm offering. So through book coaching or specific author branding or marketing services to help persons to generate income, to generate different income streams from their book, but also to get their book to different audiences
well,
globally.
definitely. And that's the thing, we need to think past. just selling our books in a conference at church. We have to learn to think outside of the box. How we're gonna get the message out about. I'd like to just pause and say thank you to our viewers who are here. There's someone in the chat, but I know we are also on Facebook and Twitter, and I thank you for tuning in, taking the time to be a part of the Publishers Notebook. And today, the Publishers Notebook and the Daylight Publishers Limited. We are two kingdom entrepreneurs, and we support each other. We support
Yeah.
each other's business, and we support each other's projects that we have. With that, though, Crystal, what I'd like
Thank you.
to say, um, we need to bring you back to talk about the whole marketing aspect as another as a feature in and of itself
Yeah.
for authors in general. And what I would like, Crystal, is if you could, we'll talk about it, but it just came into my head. We could probably collaborate and do a course on this channel. We'll work out all the details, but it
Yeah,
just
man.
hit me
You know,
that you
from
could just
once
do a
you say
short
it,
course.
yeah, man. Once you say it, I'm good to go.
I know, man. I know. And listen, also there's a panel discussion I want to have in the future. I'm trying to see if I can get Amarel Shemaya from Authentic Coaching to come on, because I think one of the things that we need to talk about as publishers generally is the pet peeves. The things
Ooh.
that people, I mean, we'll do it as kindly as possible, yes, but
Listen.
yes, but I think authors are not certain of how to do a submission to a publisher and things like that. So that's definitely one of the topics we want to cover on From the Rooftop, but we might do that part as a panel discussion. So I will let you know and keep you posted about it.
All
I'm glad
right.
to know that Mondays are your lightest days, because that's when we do it
Ye-
on Mondays.
Yes.
Oh, I should not have said that out loud.
I you probably shouldn't. But yes.
No, so
All
all
right.
right. So,
But thank you
Crystal,
again.
thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate you, and I love the work you're doing. I'm always bigging you up, and I look
Listen.
forward to doing more with you. All right.
Thank
Have a
you. Thank
wonderful
you.
day. Thank you so much. And with that, before we get into our next feature, which is legalities, I'd like to tell you about an event that's coming up on uh, in December. December is Read Your Book Month, Read From Your Book Month, and we are actually going to be hosting a 24-hour live stream on this very channel called Book Fiesta, and it will be an annual event. We hope that you will participate. We will be posting the video soon, sorry, of what it entails. And not only that, the prices are very reasonable. They range from $17 to $50. So from $17 is 10 minutes of reading, and you get your purchase links on screen on the stream. 15 minutes of reading is $22. You get your social links on screen and in the description. The content is evergreen, it never goes away. And the 30 minutes of reading, you get all of the others, plus you get the opportunity to do a giveaway to your fans. Okay, so we'll be posting more about that, but let me just put up the link here. The link is tinyurl.com/BKF2020. And this is a link that you can go to register for the event. Okay, moving right along. Without further ado, let us go into our legal. Can you operate a business without registering? Businesses that, and I'm quoting from the jis.gov.jm website, links are in the description box for the full article. Businesses that are not registered with the Companies Office of Jamaica are prohibited from advertising and will face prosecution involving a fine or imprisonment if they breach this law. The provision is contained in the amendments to the Registration of Business Names Act that became effective on September 3rd and stipulates that only businesses that are registered are permitted to advertise. Okay, so basically, if you want to do business in Jamaica, you must register with the Companies Office, and it's the same thing if you want to do uh if you want to do a company in Jamaica. All right. I imagine in other countries it is the same thing, that you have to register with the appropriate authorities, because I'm sure it's not only Jamaicans that listen to this broadcast. So you have to register with the appropriate authorities in your country and make sure that you're on a legal footing. And especially since the Publisher's Notebook uh, definitely deals with the kingdom authors and the Christian genre, we have to make sure that as Christians we are doing the right thing at the right and in all the right ways. In other words, we are not doing anything illegal that would cause shame to come to technicalities. Writing a business plan. As an author, should you decide to go to the business route, the next step is to create a business plan. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Here is an adaptation of business plan points from the website greatstorybook.com by Chasda Hill. And I'm just going to share my screen with you and show you an infographic that I did called 9 Business Points. Here we go. Just bear with me a minute. Okay. Let me give that the full screen. Okay, here we go. So this 9-point business plan for authors was developed by Chasda Hill of greatstorybook.com, and you can find more on authors and authors business on this website, www.greatstorybook.com. First part of the business plan is the snapshot. This is the who, what, why, where, when of you and your business. You write it last, but you present it first. In other words, you do all the other stuff that's listed here, and then you will write your snapshot after you have had an opportunity to look over everything. And then what you will do now is you will put this at the front of your business plan. Your niche, and I quote from Chasda Hill because she put it so very succinctly. Your author niche is about knowing where you fit in along with the rest of authors out there. This is where you define your specific market and how you will fulfill it. Third, market analysis. Read other books in your niche and research how they are doing in the market. Number 4, who does what? Determine what functions you will need and who will do them. So for example, bloggers, test readers, etc., right? Service or product. Are you offering a service or a product? How do your stories benefit people? Is it entertainment? Is it education? Or is it both? Point 6, marketing and sales. Plan your strategy point by point. Write it down and go through each step and execute each step. Funding requests. If you plan to raise money for your writing, this is where you will specify that and start making more detailed plans to move forward with it. That's a quote from Chasda Hill. Item 8, sales projection. Think realistically about how many books you can sell and where. Track sales with a simple spreadsheet so that you can check your progress. Item 9, authorship appendix. This is basic information about you, tax ID, awards that you have won, groups that you have worked with, contact information, etc. And now we will be having a conversation with Chanel McGaughan Francis author of A Girl's Card. So just give me a moment. Let me get her on the line. Yes. Okay, so while we're waiting on, oops. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty. I'm waiting on Chanel to come on. She was here. I don't know where she disappeared to. Has it come up back? Okay, okay, we're gonna wait a few more minutes. Um, and if we don't see Chanel come on, we're just gonna end the broadcast. Okay, that's it for From the Rooftop. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast. I look forward to seeing you again. Remember, we air every second and fourth Monday of each month. And next week, we'll look at more topics related to the industry of publishing and all that it entails.